Okay, there.
Welcome everyone to the Tuesday afternoon Advocate News Meeting. I'm editor and publisher Chris Cobbler. With me as always to my left.
I'm Becky Cooper, managing editor.
And to my right.
Diehard KU fan and city editor Tony Belandrin.
And behind the camera.
And
Jay Ortega, copy desk chief.
Tom Martinez will be joining us shortly, but let us know what you think of the stories we're working on. Any suggestions you have for stories we should be working on. We come on every weekday to hear from you, our legions of viewers. I'll call up the video so I can see us. And I'll type in hello so you can type in hello.
It's the big dance that really happened.
And while we're waiting for people to sign on, we'll give you our trivia question. It says, in an early concept for Pixar's first film, what was Pixar's first film? Anybody know? Toy Story.
Story, yeah.
Toy Story. Woody wasn't a cowboy. What was he in the early concept?
Cowgirl?
I don't know. What?
A bandit. He was a bandit.
He was, of course, Woody is the cowboy. Buzz Lightyear is the astronaut. What would Woody have been?
A puppet?
Well, he is a puppet, basically.
Well, yeah, but a puppet.
This is a stuffed toy.
They're all toys.
They're all toys.
That's the Toy Story concept.
No, he's a stuffed toy.
But what thing was he? Was he? He was probably an editor. I think originally he was a newspaper editor, but then they thought cowboys maybe a little more romantic.
Maybe he was a Native American.
Maybe that could be. He was a bartender on Cheers.
Train engineer.
Train engineer. Yeah, he was. What else? Fireman.
He was a guy.
What do kids think of?
He was a guy dressed
Fireman.
up as a
Like
woman to have an apartment.
Maybe he was a cop.
A cop, police officer, fireman.
There was no cop boy.
Oh. Well, we'll see.
Maybe he's a school teacher.
No teacher, no.
Woody the sheriff. It sounds like he'd be a sheriff.
It could be a sheriff. Yeah. Could be.
I like the little toy soldiers. I had a bunch of those.
Oh yeah, I had those too.
Did you eat them?
We blew them up on 4th of July. A lot of them.
That explains a lot.
Also, they remind me of the little electric football game.
Oh my God, I have those too.
You know those? You plug it in and you put the players on the field and try to line them up to play each other and it vibrate. And somehow you thought you could control where those players are going, just vibrate. It was. That's how easily entertained we were back in the day. That electric football. Now it's got to be.
It was like
Madden football. 5 million.
It was as simple as Operation.
Oh my gosh, I remember Operation.
Operation Take Out Funny Bone. You blew it, Charlie. Remember that commercial? All right, but Woody, what was he? Well, we'll get to the news while you're thinking about that. What was he originally before he became
I had
a
a lot
cowboy?
of board games. Ton of games.
In the news, we got a story on the livestock show. It's must be time for the livestock show because it's raining, cats and dogs. I know because I just stepped in a poodle. But at some point, what's the forecast? More rain?
Probably.
More rain and more rain.
It's supposed to get cold this weekend.
Yeah, and cooler this weekend when I'm up in Austin. So, all right, that's the forecast. It's been raining every time I've gone outside. I'm looking out the window right there. It still looks yucky. But we do have a Victoria Livestock Show setup story. This show starts tomorrow, and we've got a feature on a young man who's entered the carcass hog and carcass. So it says caucus. This is like a political thing.
It could be, yeah.
Could be. His two younger sisters who are, still his pig's going to go toward his college. Looks like a nice little story that Catherine's doing, and photos by Evan. One hog is named Oreo.
245-pound Oreo.
All right,
it's a big Oreo.
You might need a lot of milk with that.
Yeah.
Then we got a story about a new funeral home that's coming in, Heaven's Gate. Joey Rodriguez is the new owner over on Main. Is that where it's going to be?
Where that title company used to be.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. And we got news about the Goliad grand jury. We'll tell you more in the paper tomorrow. So that's interesting. And there was a fire at churches overnight.
You just
No.
ate there yesterday.
No
Did you
word
call?
on
Is it catch fire?
No.
no word on whether
We
there's a
went like
special on
7
fried
though.
chicken today.
Mm.
But
Sports chicken.
is it back open yet? We have to check on that. Did they open it or not? Let's make a note of that. Need to check if restaurant has reopened. It's at the one at 5 Points near in downtown.
Oh, that one, okay.
Yeah. Then
Is that the only one in town now?
No, there's one on Ben Jordan. No, Sam
Sam Houston.
Houston and Miori, I believe.
Okay.
But that's the second time that I know nothing caught fire.
Yeah.
Huh. And we have a story just getting posted about a man who crashed into a tree, and the fire department had to extricate him, but I guess he's doing all right this morning. Car wreck about 6 this morning, somewhere thereabouts. Then we've got Good Living. Catherine Pope, what's she have cooking today?
No,
It's
actually, it's
Dennis's.
Patillo.
Oh, it's Dennis's? turn?
Yeah, he.
Someone
Give me
gotta
1
change
minute.
that for
I
me.
gotta
I
remember.
haven't read it yet.
I did last night.
Just gonna take care of
What does he? It's always good. While Tony's thinking about that, we've got a restaurant inspection report, all the other Good Living items.
I can't remember.
Tony's,
It's horrible.
well, he edited it, and it's
Are you building
good.
the
We know
page?
whatever Dennis writes
Huh?
is
it. Are you
good.
building
Yeah.
a page?
Not read.
Whatever he cooks is
That's
good
it.
too.
Yeah, it's he's very good.
You get it what he does.
Assembling his stories.
It's really like a dump cake, maybe?
No,
Good
no, no,
cake.
no. Oh my God. Robbie, what did Dennis? What was the topic of Dennis's column? I edited it last night. I forgot.
It's the punch bowl cake and this
Yeah,
woman's
but-
got a cookbook that
Oh yeah, she.
you can call family recipe.
Yes, he talks about assembling family cookbooks.
Little
Yes,
family
and he
cookbooks, yeah.
and
And punch bowl cake.
well, that was one of them. But you know, it reminded me of my mom's. And I was trying to remember. I think my sister. I'm sure my sister has my mom's cookbook. You know, and it was like a regular old cookbook, but over the years, you know, you stuff other newspaper clippings or magazine recipes or stuff like that,
And you
or
write-
just handwritten stuff.
You write notes in the
Yeah.
border
page,
on the
yeah.
page of things, other things you tried with their recipe.
And yeah, but anyway, he has a picture of one of the pages, a handwritten page from some family recipe, and his wife is telling him, why don't you, what, he talks about, he has all these great dishes in his head, but he doesn't put anything down in writing, and his wife is telling him, put it all in writing, okay? And he makes a reference about, I guess they want to eat good the day, and even after I'm gone, they want to make
Yeah.
sure they have the recipes.
That's a good poll question too. Do you have a cookbook of family recipes?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I remember, you know, my mom's cookbook, that it was so stuffed with stuff, the covers were bent, you know,
I'm lucky enough.
and big
Yeah.
rubber bands were around it.
I'm lucky enough to have a copy of the McKinney Roberts cookbook, but what I use mainly is their recipe for Mexican martini. It's very good.
What spice do they put in
Well, it's got stuffed jalapeno olives, which are good.
How many shots of tequila?
Well, it depends on how big a batch you make. I mean, that's all that is. But anyway, in sports, we've got a story about, well, this isn't happening, is it? East versus Corpus Christi Ray
Yeah,
home
I don't
opener.
think anything else.
I don't think that's happening. Bolton advance, I guess, would be happening in basketball. They're advancing to state Thursday in Austin or San Antonio. So the Molten Lava are getting ready to go. No, the Molten
Bobcats?
Bobcats. That's right. Not the Molten
Lava.
Lava.
They're probably the
They
Bobcat.
should be the Molten Magma. And we're supposed to also have East playing baseball. That's not happening either. So our sports staff will have to get really creative in other features that they do.
I heard Charlie talking to Evan about him going to Moulton with David today, so maybe there's a photo there to make the centerpiece.
Don's joined us. Saw Don this morning. Good to see you, Don. Thanks for tuning in. Then in state news, We got, well, that's a Washington, D.C. story.
Yeah, a lot of other stuff is.
Here's the state story. When police fatally shot a couple during a raid of their home in a working-class Houston neighborhood, friends and family angrily dismissed allegations that the two were selling heroin and had fired on officers while defending an illicit business. Authorities have not cleared their names, even after alleging that an officer lied about the crime to obtain the search warrant. The officer has been suspended and more than 1,400 of his former cases under review amid a civil rights investigation by the FBI. Wow. Hi, Don. Any just comment? That is something.
It's a lot.
Wow. Did he really make a bogus search warrant? Wow, that's something.
I don't think he went through the proper channels to get the search warrant.
Well, if they really weren't drug dealers and they come in and kill them, that's something.
Well, I think one of the deceased people's sister was interviewed a few days afterwards, and she alluded to the fact that they had a drug problem. She didn't come out and say that they were dealers, though.
Well, that's a big difference between having a drug problem and being a heroin dealer.
Right.
There's a big leap there. In Galveston, a student accused of killing 10 people at a Texas high school last year has made his first in-person
That happened yesterday.
court appearance. Oh, yeah, that's old. And
They're trying to get a change of venue, and the judge said it'll be next week before he makes his ruling or something.
We got the Las Vegas Golden Knights hosting the Dallas Stars in hockey for all 6 of our hockey fans.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I don't know what's going on in the Texas Tribune. Let me see if there's anything else to talk about. But the big story, I think, will be the high interest locally. Will be the grand jury decision in the Goliad case. So we'll have that tomorrow. Till we get to that, that's a little tease for you. We'll go back to our trivia question.
I think I'll do it.
Anything else going on in the national world before I bring that up?
President's in Vietnam. He landed in a Hanoi.
For the North Korean summit?
Yep.
It's raining harder now. There's the weather update. It's raining a bit harder in downtown
They're
Victoria.
both there now. Have they met yet?
As of this morning, they had. President was in the plane, was in flight for like 21 hours or something like that.
Yeah,
It's a long flight.
that was a long flight. All right, Tom, you haven't heard this question, but in an early concept for Pixar's first film, Toy Story, Woody wasn't a cowboy. What was he? What was Woody originally before Toy Story became Toy Story and Woody became a legend?
He was a soldier.
No. He was, somebody was close, although we were guessing all around that. A ventriloquist dummy.
See, yeah, that's what I picture. I imagine that. Like I said, like a puppet or like
Yeah.
something like Pinocchio or.
Woody's character was originally envisioned as a cruel bully, but was rewritten to be a lovable cowboy. Wow. I had a ventriloquist dummy when I was a kid. Did you do that? I would try to practice with it.
I was gonna say it was your brother.
I go, hey Tony, how are you?
And he said, I can surround myself with real dummies.
Yeah, that was a thing. That was back when we had electric football and ventriloquist dummies. We just had to keep ourselves entertained however we could, pretty much.
So Tom,
Charlie
did you have
McCarthy.
those little green
McCarthy.
army
Charlie
Oh,
guys?
yeah.
McCarthy,
Did you have
Charlie
those?
McCarthy.
Oh, 100 of them.
And did you have the,
Candice Bergen's dad.
was it the electric football game that
Yep.
vibrated?
Also had that one where you hit the guy's head and kick field goals. I don't remember the name.
Oh yeah. And Rock'em Sock'em
I
Robots.
had that one.
And my favorite, which I still have
I
the
thought that was
game
too
now.
violent.
My favorite, one time my kids I enjoy it too. Battling Tops. Battling Tops. It's a
Never heard
little
of it.
little plastic rink with tops that you spin string around, and you put them in their little things and pull them back, and they hit each other and battle to see which one keeps spinning the longest.
Remember
We didn't have a
Kaplunk?
ring, we just battled
Kaplunk,
the
I
top.
remember.
I like Kaplunk.
Oh, yeah.
I love Light Bright. Light Bright was my favorite.
Like
used to
right,
piss-
making things with
I
love.
used to piss my mom off
That's
because I
probably
like.
the right call by Pixar to.
Yeah.
Go away
I
from
don't think that a bully
bully
Woody would
would.
have gone over so well.
That would have been kind of creepy,
Yeah.
actually.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
I guess
That was alright.
who is the mean character in that? I mean, there isn't really one.
Sid, but he's not really a toy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What was it?
He's just a person, like the neighborhood kid.
yeah,
He's a
yeah,
total jerk.
yeah.
The neighborhood bully.
Mm-hmm.
But the toys aren't. I mean, the potato head guy's kind of grumpy.
Don Rickles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love the Picasso line. Like, look, Picasso. And
Well, anyway, if you want to talk about the rain or Toy Story or
and when the new toy shows up,
the
it's
Goliad
gotta be a mystery.
grand jury case or anything else, give us a call. Tony will be here all night talking about the Kansas State game at 574-1222. Peace out.